Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
And what can we expect?
Surprises!
Engineered by Jay Timko and produced by Eric Beatty. And without further delay, it's showtime! Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Detroit Cast. I'm Mike, Jay is here, Eric, Timko, all here as usual. And got a lot to get to today for a Thursday edition of the show, including Gitmo and Benghazi and some updates on Benghazi, finally. That's been in the news forever. It's kind of one of those stories that just kind of goes right through you after a while. It's like, finally, there's some updates there, which is good. Also, a new toilet. I think we all love new. It's kind of along the stood there on its own for a long time, and possibly some updates there. With the Tigers,
man,
what I'm getting worried. This isn't like a normal slump type thing.
Too long and too widespread.
Yeah. So we'll get into that a little bit. Also, the World Cup.
That's what she said. Yeah, World Cup.
Yeah, and the
Going
zoo.
strong. Yeah.
We forgot to mention the zoo yesterday.
Eric's laughing because he thinks I'm obsessed with the zoo.
Yeah.
It's like, KJ, we forgot to talk about the penguins.
Yeah, well,
Put it up third thing on the list.
we'll get to him. We'll get to
Third
him.
billing. Yeah.
We'll also get into Eric and see. We'll get an update on him and see if he actually showered and got some new socks going.
That really touched a nerve, that discussion amongst listeners.
It should. It was disturbing.
Yeah.
It was disturbing. I did want to mention real quick our very own Izzy, who does the Great Howl to start our show each day, is entered in some sort of modeling competition and with the Michigan Humane Society.
I saw that on Facebook.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's adorable, and so I'm hoping that we can rally Detroit Cast fans to vote for her. I would love it if our little Izzy, who actually wore pants thong for the Detroit Cast.
That's right. Just kind of looking back at you like,
yeah.
Seriously, dude?
She's knocked my tooth out. She's given me a black eye. And I've put panties on her and lots of other things. But yeah, well, if you listen close, you can hear the howl that she's singing along with, which is the first Saturday of the month when the sirens go off, the tornado warning sirens. When those go off,
She sings along.
she sings along.
Well, that howl has become a bit of a marker for us on the intro.
Yeah.
I'll always say, we're at the howl. We're at the howl. Get ready, buddy.
I love this one. There's one where she's like, might be this one. And then we put her in a song. Didn't we have her singing? I had her singing along to Werewolves of London. There you are, Izzy. Yeah, the other day, the first Saturday of this month, actually, the sirens are going off. She was out in the backyard doing that again. I loved it. So anyway, Timko will have this her thing posted on our website. So if you just go to the DetroitCast.com, you can vote for Izzy. Also, her sisters, the twin Siamese sisters, they're in there as well. You can vote for them too, and read up on our little girl. And so yeah, and then after that, we should probably get real quick to Eric. Do we have an update? Did Eric shower? Does it smell? My nose doesn't work, so I'm relying on you, Jay.
Yeah,
What do you think?
all I smell is cat piss. So I think Eric showered.
Asshole.
Well, for one, I did shower, although I did not wash my hair.
Why?
you
Why
serious?
not, dude? You're in there.
Because I didn't care.
Dude, you haven't washed your hair since you don't know when.
It's not like you have dreadlocks. Wash your friggin' hair, man.
I took a shower and I used body soap.
I don't think that
But
counts.
But I will say that I posted a picture. Just railing on me, but although only one person mentioned the fact that my glasses were really crooked. My glasses
noticed that he hadn't posted that picture 5 minutes and there were 10 responses already. Like, there's no doubt everybody who heard it, anybody that was in earshot of that I was around, had the same reaction as soon as it got to that, like where he's going, I haven't showered since Friday. Everyone was like, what? Whoa, no.
That also, I guess I didn't even mention it, but that included one of those nights camping out, sleeping outside in the dirt. I slept in my sleeping bag just next to the fire outside.
My lord.
And when we went outside, because you were questioning whether or not his car was actually clean, because he was making some really boastful claims about how spotless the car was.
Definitely, he definitely cleaned it out, but it's still just a skank ride.
There was a pizza box on the front seat. I went out there. I was like, oh, Mr. Spotless car, vacuumed everything. There's a pizza box in the front seat.
Those are good to carry around, dude, because like it had a slice of pizza on it still, so you know that way you can just.
It also had bugs, and then we learned afterwards what he meant was maggots.
Yeah.
He had maggots in his car.
Right.
Not bugs, maggots.
Maggots. There's nothing grosser on the planet than maggots.
No.
Just crawling around. Dude. Oh man, in your car.
In your own car. And it finally dawned on him when he was like, boy, there's an awful lot of ants in here. And then that got him to move the log and the pizza boxes, which is when he discovered the maggots.
Dude.
Eric, someone actually wrote an email, and I agree with her. She said, I think Eric's got depression going on. That's like depression type thing when you stop showering.
Yeah.
And I think that's true. Are you sad, Eric?
No. Although I'm not sad.
No.
Although I did just recently discuss with Jay that on Sunday, somehow, I don't know how I haven't thought about this before, but on Sunday it finally hit me that I'm going to die someday. my mortality finally like dawned on me.
Wait a minute. You had to have a discussion with Jay here?
Dude, I'm trying to put the board together, and my man's having all these life and death discussions. I'm like, oh boy.
This is a conversation most people had when they were like 10 with their parents.
I was trying.
You're having it at 30 with Jay, your boss.
I was driving home from the race, and they were talking about one of the guys in the U.S. Open who had had a few heart transplants, I guess, as a younger kid.
Wow.
Like 2 heart transplants. Anyway,
Really?
and they were telling another story about how like he had a heart attack within the last few years, and it was so bad he was actually calling his mom to tell him goodbye. And all of a sudden, it just like hit me.
It took a NASCAR driver to.
Yeah.
It was a golfer.
Oh, a golfer.
But I was just like, I was like, wow, I'm gonna die someday. This is gonna happen to me. And then I started driving really slow on the way home and everything. Like I didn't want cars getting in the way.
So just because for curiosity's sake, what exactly did you think was your end game, like before this weekend when this dawned on you?
Like I knew
that eventually you were going to expire and not be here. Did you think before that moment that
just never thought about it?
I never thought about it. It literally, that was the first time where something finally like stuck in me that I'm like, holy crap, this is going to happen to me someday too.
Was it because you hit 30, do you think?
Maybe. But I'm not depressed, I'll say that.
Okay.
I don't care. I know what she's saying, the idea of not showering, not cleaning my car. I'm not depressed. It's not because I'm not depressed. I'm just that lazy, to be honest with you, and I just don't care until I need to. I will shower if I was ever going to go on a date or if I was ever going to go out to the club on a Saturday.
The problem is there's a lot of days when you're not going to go on a date, and you still need to take it seriously and actually jump in the shower and get a little wet. Maybe throw some suds in your hair.
Well,
it's kind of important.
Nonetheless, it's not a depression issue. I promise you that.
And you never know when you're going to come across that special lady, Eric.
That's a very good point.
You got to have your car.
I doubt I'm going to meet her from my house, getting into my car, driving here, getting back into my car, and going back to is that special lady going to walk down?
Dude, life works in strange ways, and Jay's got a great point. You got to be prepared. You never know when that moment is going to hit.
You've got enough working against you.
Yeah, you do. You really do.
You really have to clear all obstacles that you can.
Help me help.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think there's. I think let's move on to something else. All right. Well, we'll let you off the hook for now, but we're on to you, man.
I took.
I give you half credit, but dude, not washing your hair after the beating you took yesterday, you didn't think at that moment maybe throw a little shampoo in the hair. Still,
I'm telling you.
And again, folks, just to make it clear, he doesn't remember when the last time he put shampoo in his hair was. He doesn't remember.
It's probably probably before my friend's funeral, which was like at least.
That was a month ago.
Oh my God!
That was over a month ago, Eric.
I know, but I just hate going like
Holy
this
shit.
and having to rinse
You
it
hate
out.
rubbing, your hands in your hair.
Yes.
Jeez, dude, it's laziness. That's what's
You just have to rub it in. then you have to
Unbelievable.
rinse it,
We
then
got to
you-
stress, this is not a bit.
no.
Like,
no,
this is not a
dude
bit.
is for real.
100%. Because
It's a pain.
did you think, Jay, when you first met him, like, okay, something's got to be, there's got to be something about this. It's like,
yeah, something didn't feel right, didn't seem right. I mean, I'll take the feel out of that sentence and say something didn't seem right. I went to shake his hand, he like looked away and went into this weird, creepy kind of curl up thing.
Oh my
put
God,
put
that
his wrist
first-
out limply.
yeah.
First day, you
Like,
mean?
oh hey Eric, how you doing, man? I'm Jay.
That
Yeah.
very first day. I
Yeah, and
remember
then he
doing
like
that.
walked down to the basement real quick.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, who's
But-
that dude?
But quickly, you did.
Oh, he's part of the show. Great. yeah, Mike, this is gonna go well. Thanks for having me.
But you quickly learned that it wasn't a bit, and this is who
Oh,
he
yeah.
is, and he, which is awesome. That's why he's here.
Yeah.
Because of the whole freak factor about him that I love
I'll
dearly.
be
I
honest, when
really
you get to
do.
this level where you're talking right now, it's really awkward for me.
I know.
I'm more-
I love that.
I get very, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at you guys.
All right, we'll move on. But again, I don't know. I think it'd do you some good. Throw some shampoo in there tonight. That's your homework today. And we should probably talk about Benghazi, which is something I've kind of avoided for the longest time. It's again one of and they've got a suspect, and I guess this has been going on for months.
His name's classic too, isn't it? It's like the perfect suspect in a terror attack. What is it?
Totally, it is Ahmed Abu Khattala.
Isn't that perfect?
Yeah.
It's like central casting.
Central Cat, somebody that just on name alone, needs to be implanted with a boom. He just does. He's just one of those guys that, again, central casting, but you see the name and you go, oh yeah, that's one of those guys. We need to just plant him with one of our
It sounds
booms.
like we might be doing that as we speak.
I hope so. There's been all these accusations and nonstop investigation and really our government pointing, depending on if you're on Team Blue or Red, pointing at each other and blaming each other and all kinds of stuff. But I guess they had a secret operation that months in the planning for U.S. troops and law enforcement personnel to get this guy and detain him. And it happened on Sunday. There was this raid in Libya, and they're quick to point out that nobody, we didn't lose any guys, nobody was injured. It went really smooth, and they caught this guy outside of Libya. He's in U.S. custody now, a secure location.
I love that.
Isn't
I
that
love
great?
when I hear and water flying in nose and
Yeah.
it's
You hope that, and you hope they're just working on the implantation right now, the boom chip. And it's funny because when you think of just a few weeks ago, they were keeping tabs on him, they're keeping an eye on him, and he's been like giving interviews to CNN, and he's a real piece of work. But after that assault, he was seen sipping a strawberry frappe on the patio of a Benghazi hotel.
what a dick.
Yeah. It's like, oh, boo. Cut it out, a boo. In the hotel scene where that took place, the Khattala is wearing a fez.
Oh, excellent.
Yes, he's a fez fan. And
Grand
sandals.
Poobah.
Yep. And fez and sandals, and accusing U.S. leaders of using the consulate attack just to gather votes for their elections. And meanwhile, we're building this case against him. And so,
what do they say his suspected role is? Was he like on the ground or was he the mastermind? What
I
was
think
it?
he's mastermind, dude.
Mastermind.
Yeah, yep. It took nearly a year for prosecutors to charge him with 3 criminal counts in connection with the September 11th assaults in 2012. Since that attack, they say they've conducted a thorough, unrelenting investigation across continents to find the perps. And Eric Holder, of course, the spin here on our end. The arrest of Khattala proves that the U.S. government will expand any effort necessary to pursue terrorists who harm our citizens, blah, blah, blah. He's described by some as a man stridently anti-U.S. who has been aligned with the Ansar al-Sharia Boom Chip militia group suspected in the consulate attacks. Katala is a classic jihadist. Former CIA, FBI counterterrorism official says he's more hardcore than most of the others. A former naval criminal investigative official described Katala as unabashed in his opposition to the U.S. and to democracy in general. Just a gem of a dude.
And he'll protest any Muslim video, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's how that was portrayed to us at first.
Right.
Yeah, it's a protest. There was a Muslim anti-Muslim video made, and
that's all it is.
A lot of people gathered out there. Nothing to see here. Don't worry.
He got his street cred, by the way, as a former inmate of the Abu Salim, a prison operated by former dictator Gaddafi. So I don't know why that gives him street cred just by being there, but and it's funny because the officials are talking now like, yeah, he was kind of a low man on the totem pole, and he had one hit record, Benghazi put him on the map. He had one #1 album, and that was it. It launched him to superstardom. But before that, he was just kind of a low-rent nothing. That's how these things work. So, yeah, they've got him in control. And like you said, hopefully he's got a nice steady water drip going up his nose right now. But and we'll see. But there's all kinds of debate now. Now the sparring begins about what do you do with him. Do we try?
Guantanamo's going to close, right? So
Yeah, exactly. So do you try him in a U.S. federal courtroom? No, it sounds like that's probably going to be the deal there. And what is the problem with that in your eyes?
they could win.
In Gitmo, we don't know about it.
Right.
It's all...
They're just in there and they're into perpetuity. But if you put them in court, they could win, and moreover, they could get out at some point if they are convicted.
How does he go about winning, though? Really? Even in a federal courtroom where he's got...
Has rules of evidence and shit. You know, not everything gets in, and I don't know.
You would think that with a home field advantage like that, we would be able to swing that in our favor, that even though he's got lawyers that are going to defend him, we would still be able to...
Well, we've seen how hard these lawyers work, you know?
Yeah. And plus, you get public opinion. You get public... people feeling sorry for you in your defense when you've got a public forum like that, which is the I don't know what Gitmo's record is. I would imagine it's probably 200-0. They're winning in a landslide when you don't have public eyes on you.
Yeah, publicly it makes them sort of a martyr to the rest of the Muslim world or whatever. You see that they're out there in the media and stuff, and kind of rallying cry for people. In Gitmo, it's just like they're in. You're not even sure who's in there. Yeah. Not even sure how long they're in. You know. It's just...
Yeah. Well, and what do you do with them though? I mean, what does that carry as far as a sentence? You would hope. Yeah, that's what I hope. I still say that's the best idea, anyways. Let them go, and if they walk the straight and narrow, we got no issues.
No problem.
But one look the wrong way, one conversation with the wrong dude, boom! Sorry, my man, we gave you a chance. You had absolute freedom to do anything you wanted. You had one simple task: don't be an asshole. And you couldn't help but be an asshole, so sorry. Anybody else? Anybody else want to be an asshole? You want to walk the straight and narrow, you can do your own thing, you can live a long, long life. Otherwise, thank you. Simple. Don't you think problems right there? Just chip every one of them.
Yeah, this idea is growing on me. I wasn't so sure at first, but
I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that, because I think there's a lot there. You've got, 179 guys left at Gitmo. Chip every one of them, and just go carry on, boys. Enjoy yourselves. You're being watched. That's all you need to know. And then we'll just gradually, over time, you'll just hear, boom! Oh, wow. He didn't believe us. The other one should.
What is that?
Bubble popping.
The bubble popping.
It's a terrorist blowing up.
Yeah,
Brain aneurysm.
All over the world. Yeah, they're just going off left and right. And then eventually, after about 100 of those guys, just boom! All over the world. You'd have multiple of them together, like 4 of them are together conspiring, and just boom, 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 boom! Wow, those 4 went quick. Clean up on aisle 4. Clean up on aisle desert. As they're just popping all over. But eventually, it would dawn on the other ones like, holy shit, they meant what they said. 100 of our brothers are gone. Boom! They all went boom. I'm just gonna go to Florida and hang out and sit on a beach and drink strawberry frappes and mind my shit. And then I don't think you have to worry about them anymore. They're done. They'd walk the straight and narrow if they knew personally they were the ones that were gonna blow.
But why are you even letting them out with their chip? Why are you sending them on their way to not do wrong?
Because, Jay, you've sent them off with the chip. The chip is the key component here.
Yeah, it keeps them from, it keeps them on the straight and narrow, but why are they out of a cell?
Because
Why are they on a beach in Florida?
Well, because it sends a message to everybody else that we're not fucking around anymore and that we're not wasting any more money or time with trials and courtrooms. We're done with those days are over. We're not going to get public fucking on our side. We're not going to go on the media anymore. You just do your own thing. Go about your business, but you're being monitored and all eyes are on you. You do your thing and you leave people alone and you just be a good boy and you behave, you're fine.
And ultimately,
otherwise,
we know none of them will.
Right.
So they're all
going to blow. They're all going to blow at some point, probably. But, you get 100 deep, 100 bombs go off before they finally dawn on them and realize, like, wow, they really meant what they said. They are keeping an eye on us and they're not putting up with any shit at all. And so I don't have much choice. I've been chipped. I'm fucked. Like, all right, I guess I just go sit on a beach then and mind my business and be a good boy. Otherwise, boom! See what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I do.
And it's got to be grand, too. Big fucking boom. So that when they do, it really...
Like the chips in their neck? Is that what you're picturing?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I do like that idea. Then that... so that you just get an outward boom of a head and then a body just goes... just whoosh, falls on the ground. By the way, speaking of suicides and suicide bombs and all that, did you see the one that went off with the soccer viewers?
Yeah. Those Boko Haram assholes in Nigeria.
And something kind of fruity about packed with explosives.
Couldn't ride a two-wheeler.
Yeah.
Pedals up on a tricycle.
Yeah. He had training wheels on. Is that what they mean, training wheels?
Basically, yeah.
But he had his training wheels taxi there, packed with explosives at an outdoor World Cup viewing center in guess whose backyard?
Good luck, Jonathan.
Good luck, Jonathan, in Nigeria.
As if
Real
he
nice.
doesn't have enough problems.
Yeah, as if his plate's not full enough. You're going to throw that onto Good Luck's plate, too? Why? He's working day and night on these 300 girls.
The negotiation, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm confident in that. But come on, Good Luck. They're making you look bad. He needs to start chipping some people. There you go. There he is on his trike.
Isn't it interesting, though? It took this story to kind of bring the media back to the 300 girls. We were talking about that yesterday, how that just dropped off the face of the earth because the World Cup started.
Yeah.
Well, they go ahead and bomb a World Cup viewing party, and the
Yeah.
story's back in the news.
God, that pisses me off, too, because these assholes are just looking for those spots in the world where they can make the most noise. Go to a World Cup viewing party where you've just got innocent people gathered to enjoy a World Cup game. Who knows? Good Luck could have even been there himself in his jersey. And then some dipshit.
Jonathan on the back.
Yeah.
G. Jonathan.
G. Jonathan.
GL Jonathan.
Yeah, because there's another Jonathan. There's two more Jonathans in the team and in his neighborhood, so he had to...
Number 69.
GL Jonathan. And he just missed it. He just missed getting blown up by a tricycle taxi. By a trike taxi. There we go. There he is. Yeah, so that's great to hear that's going on.
God.
Fuck. We do have some good news, though, as far as those killing people, I suppose. If you can put good spins on that. The Supreme Court did clear the way for Georgia to do those executions.
Right.
And
Wasn't it that mucked everything up?
Yeah, Missouri was the one that had the
Well, wait.
botched
It
lethal
was
injection.
Oklahoma, where the guy ended up having to have the heart attack 40 minutes later, and
Yeah.
then they stopped the second one, and then the guy in Georgia was that freak who like bashed his girlfriend's mom with a hammer and
Yeah.
got shot by police. It was this crazy story. Stopped it by claiming he had some genetic disorder that made his veins too thin or something. and
Yeah,
he was going to
that's
feel
right.
too much pain. Remember that?
Yes.
So is
yes.
that one back on?
He was,
Is Georgia back on?
He was messing up his veins. It wasn't right. It wasn't genetic. He was going.
First guy,
No.
yes.
Oh, okay, that
The
was-
first guy fucking up his veins,
Yeah.
which, dude, you did this yourself.
Mhm.
You did this yourself. You made it impossible for them to find a decent vein, but it didn't matter. In the end,
Had the heart attack.
he had the heart attack, and it was great. No harm, no foul. You know, we got there a different route than we originally
Took
planned.
a little longer.
Yeah,
It's okay.
But the end result was the same. So to me, that's a win. We won, right?
Yeah.
We went in with a goal. We had a plan, and yeah, we had to alter the plan. The route was changed, but in the end, it didn't matter. The goal was reached.
We got across the finish line.
Victory was had. So anyway, the Supreme Court cleared the way Tuesday night for a Georgia man who raped and murdered a 15-year-old girl, 15-year-old girl, to be executed. Good. That's good news. The decision would end a 7-week lapse in the death penalty across the United States. 7 weeks we've gone without whacking one of these sons of bitches. Partly the result of legal controversies surrounding the practice of lethal injection. Marcus Wellens is the guy up for discussion today. 59 years old, was sentenced to be put to death from a single massive dose of the barbiturate pentobarbital that the state obtained for the first time from a loosely regulated compounding pharmacy. It doesn't bother me in the least. What does it matter? Black market? What? Who cares?
Grab a thing of bleach, whatever. I mean,
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. Rat poison,
Kill them.
anything. Why? The fact that you need to go out of the country to find some tough to get compound. Why? Everybody under their kitchen sink has the necessary tools to make sure Marcus is done. Dunsky. Bye bye.
He raped somebody.
Yeah, 15-year-old. Ugh. So his execution was the first of 3 that could be carried out in less than 24 hours. They're making up for lost time. Yeah, isn't that great? In Georgia, Missouri, and Florida.
what about Oklahoma? What about our guy in Oklahoma?
I don't
man?
know. Did they already whack him, though?
I don't think so.
No? But again, this seems to me like more of too much information. Things that we don't need to know. Like, who cares if they got it from a loosely controlled... they got the substance from some place that loosely controls it. Like, who gives a shit?
The other side that doesn't want him to feel any sort of pain or discomfort.
Ugh.
They're setting it up, you know. Oh, it's loosely controlled. This is going to be awful. And then there's going to be this big story about how he convulsed for a moment.
Yeah. Well,
He blinked his eyes, indicating pain, suffering.
that still will just never make sense to me. It's like, he's getting killed. So whether it happens now or now, now or now, like, okay. End result was the same. Like, as long as when they come out of the room that they've got this dude sitting on the table there, as long as they come out high-fiving and fist-bumping each other, great success has been had. I don't care how you got there. It's really irrelevant to me. Although, Tim Coe, I'm going to need you here for a second.
Yeah.
There's a video that someone sent us about possible. It's in response to all the executions and all the problems they've been having with these drugs, and so they did this. I can't remember if it was the Onion or someone did this news report about this new system they have for taking heads off.
Oh, God.
And I thought it was funny. One of our fine listeners sent it to us. And, the storm's coming through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Coming through.
it's landing on us.
If we don't lose power here.
So yeah, hopefully we don't lose power and the whole thing goes
Was it
belly
in
up on us.
Email or?
No. We'll probably just have to search for it.
Okay.
It was like,
I'll find it.
yeah, you'll find it. But it's worth taking a look at. I think it's got some legs, though. To be honest with you, I really do. I think it could work.
Oh, you know,
We'll see.
I've seen this, and I've got it here.
Now
You
remember,
do?
Mike, the person can't feel any sort of pain or discomfort.
Well,
this going to work?
That's addressed, Jay. I'm glad you mentioned that because that is important to some people.
It's very important.
Not to
yeah.
me. I don't think to you. You got it there? Okay. And I think it's going to put your mind at ease there, Jay, and it's going to answer some of those questions.
Facing mounting criticism that lethal injection is cruel and outdated, Ohio has replaced it with a system that quickly and humanely rips off the heads of death row inmates using powerful robotic arms. The new device is designed to be as humane as possible, emitting soothing white noise and putting prisoners on a cushioned seat before its metallic talons dig into their necks and painlessly wrench their heads off. Ohio Department of Corrections Director Gary Moore praised the machine, saying, quote, "Our new system is a hallmark of compassion. Now these deaths will be pain-free because the machine's claws are coated with topical anesthesia. Injection, which requires 3 separate chemicals to first stop the prisoner's breathing, then paralyze their muscles, and then finally induce cardiac arrest, while this new method of quickly crushing the detached head ensures a mercifully swift conclusion. The machine has already been used at Ohio's Granville prison, where yesterday it executed death row inmate Carl Ray Allen. Witnesses say his death was peaceful and relatively painless.
Mr. Allen was executed by head ripping off at 3 o'clock this
Guy's got
afternoon.
blood
He
splattered
died
all over
instantly.
him.
The machine was fast, very fast. I've never seen anything move that fast.
Psychologists believe the new method also eases the mental burden. The machine also handles, and Ohio isn't the only state which humanely squishes up to 50 prisoners at once. And in Louisiana, death row prisoners can choose to become organ donors and have their guts sucked out through an industrial tube. Coming up next, is anything valuable buried in the woods behind my house? Our team of investigators finds out.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh,
So-
dude, he still smells. He still smells.
Oh, no.
I don't. Did you just blow one in my face? You motherfucker. Fired. He's fired.
All right, yours, boss.
You just blew a fart right there, standing
Did you
there.
really, Eric?
You son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Jay just threw something at him.
Sorry, dude. I didn't mean to.
You didn't mean to.
I can't work like this, Mike. I
know.
can't do this.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. That's all I can say.
Sorry, dude. I really am.
Son of a bitch. He's
How
an
about
animal.
You
He's a
move over
fucking
4
animal.
feet. You were standing literally shoulder to shoulder with Jay.
I don't know.
Christ, Jay, I
So
apologize.
basically what happened is particles from his ass, his stank ass, unwashed for a week, came out into the air through my nose and settled on the back of my mouth.
Yes, they
Yeah,
did.
thank you, Eric, you
minuscule.
son of a bitch.
They are minuscule. I don't know if there's any.
Damn it.
If you take anything,
They are.
they're minuscule, but
I
there's.
think it's time for a new career choice.
Yeah, I agree.
God. He's an animal.
Really shit
Enough of
particles.
this guy already.
Yeah, shit particles.
Yeah.
Think about that. Think about the physics of a fart, dude.
What do you mean?
Just
What-
the fact, like I just explained it. Particles out of his ass come through your olfactory system.
Filtered
Through the filters of your hair and in your nose hair,
Yeah.
down the back of your throat, settle on the back of your mouth. Think about
And
it.
that's what he just did to
That's
you.
what he just did to
He
me.
basically,
Fired, you son of a bitch.
in a sense, he basically just literally shit in your mouth, right? I mean, on a small scale, but I mean, really, we're talking about
Fired.
the same type of particles, right? He basically shit in your mouth, Jay.
He's pissed.
That's what he did. I would be pissed too. I'm kind of pissed myself. The fact is, you shit in my vicinity as well, just because I'm 3 feet away and don't have the luxury of being able.
a blow ass. You're standing right next to me.
Dude, I didn't mean
He didn't even realize it just seeps out.
Yeah, filthy. You are filthy, Eric. I love it, but it's disgusting.
Now he's like rubbing his belly / nut area. Damn it.
Oh man,
can't get away with anything with you over there.
we're gonna need to chip you at some point. Maybe what we should do is I do have the shock collar that Izzy wears. We could put the shock collar on him and give you the button over there, Jay, and then anytime. Well, no, it doesn't have to be a zap. You can get the warning buzz, which is uncomfortable, Eric, but it won't zap you. and it's got a 1 to 10 rating, so you could crank it up for real out of control.
Just grab me the bug zapper.
Yeah, we
That'd be
should try
fun.
that on him. Yeah.
You should not try that on me.
Well, don't fart in Jay's mouth.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Jesus. We should get to your zoo, Jay. That'll make you feel better. It's an important story to you. I feel you've earned it after what you've just gone through with Eric.
The zoo, man. Where's my paper? I'm all disheveled.
I got these ones.
Yeah.
You want that?
Penguinarium. Everybody know about this?
No.
Finally, the Detroit Zoo is replacing that skank Penguinarium.
I honestly, I don't remember.
Can you not remember? You walk in, the stench is unbelievable. You're immediately, it's as if you've just been zapped into another, I don't know, parallel universe or something. You have no sense of direction. It's like a big triangle or something, but you don't know where you are in there.
Okay.
There's no distinguishing feature. You just walk down one aisle, then another aisle, then another, then another, then another, and you're just lost in this sort of roundabout maze of a penguinarium. It's awful.
Where are the Gwins? What are they doing? Are they
They're in there. They're in on like a big fake iceberg thing, and they'll jump in the water and swim around.
Yeah.
But it's pretty...
Are they content? Do they seem to dig it, or do they know they're living in the projects?
Yeah, they look like they know they're living in the projects.
Really?
It's pretty bad, man. I mean, the glass is all kind of steamed up and crap
kids'
all over it and
fingerprints all
stuff.
over it.
It's not good.
Yeah.
They need a new penguinarium. So $29.5 million has been donated.
We're live.
Oh, hey. Hey, welcome back.
Your headphones on?
Yeah. Yours aren't?
Okay, here we go.
They coming back on?
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Don't talk
and-
shit about the penguinarium.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, in mid-sentence, all of a sudden the power just went boom. Someone chipped us. Down we went.
So $29.5 million is donated for a penguinarium.
Who donated that?
The
Did you know?
Polks, the Polk family.
Okay, like the speakers, Polk Audio.
No, what do they do, Jay? Are they automotive?
I think so. I don't remember. I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Polk facility off 696.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah, like
I'll look it up.
yeah. There's a I know the Polk logo off the freeway.
Well,
like
they've got $29.5 million for a penguinarium. I don't
Nice.
know. On a 2-acre site just inside the zoo's entrance. So it'll be good because I think that's one of the things that everybody hits right away. Because the thing about the Detroit Zoo, you go in and if you don't hit the penguinarium or the bird thing, you end up walking a long way, to get to any animals. So kids jump in there, they want to see something right away, and so the penguinarium I think will be a big hit there. But how do you feel about the zoo, man? Detroit Zoo.
I hadn't been in the longest time, and Beth and I went, like I said, last summer, I guess it was, and it was all right. And then we went back actually on Valentine's Day, of all things, at night. They do
In February.
Yes.
At night.
The Detroit Zoo does a thing. Beth took me to this. They do an adults night at the zoo, which focuses on animals' mating habits.
Wow.
Yeah, and so they give you dinner. It's supposed to be for couples on Valentine's Day thing, and then you get this dinner, and they give you a stuffed animal thing. Only one of them, by the way. We didn't each get one. We had to share this thing. Lame.
So you get it one week, she gets it the next.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was pissed about it at the time. I've gotten over it, but yeah. And then they give you wine and champagne or whatever, and then they've got like a video screen, and they show you all kinds of animals getting it on.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude, that's weird, man.
but I know. But they The weird thing was though, they put like when they would get like a bear's dick and balls out, and they were gonna show you like him penetrating another bear. They'd put like stars and stuff over his cock head. I was like, come on, we're all adults here. This is adult theme.
This is what we came for.
Yeah, we came to see these things getting it on. Don't TMZ fucking thing. You know, stars and censorship balls on everything. Come on. I want to see animal cock and balls and titties. Is that so much to ask for? I thought that's what we were getting.
What if you want to see the adult, the male adult night and the mating if you're not a couple? Get a single.
You want to go there and jack off in the corner?
Maybe some other people.
I don't remember being carded to make sure. Wait a minute, you two together? Are you an item or are you just a creep?
Maybe other people want to see about the mating habits and they're not with anybody.
Yeah, Eric has a friend who might be interested in that.
I'm supposed to meet someone here.
Yeah, Polk is a chairman, which acquired Southfield-based R.L. Polk and Company earlier this year. But, dude, 29.5 mil.
Some nice digs, man.
Is there something else maybe that somewhere else that could be using 29.5 mil? I don't know.
Well, how do you feel about the zoo? You asked me how I feel about the zoo. Are you a fan? Like, you have kids, so you probably go to the zoo a lot more than...
Yeah, we'll go a few times a year. We get, like, the yearly pass, because if you go a couple times, you might as well. It's nice that it's close, you know? It's right there in Royal Oak. It's pretty accessible. I mentioned there's a lot of walking that needs to be done before you get it to anything much relevant, which is kind of annoying. If you've ever been to the Toledo Zoo, that's a really good zoo, because everything's... It's just a good setup. I don't know. It's kind of classic. Like, you know, I remember from when I was a little kid. You know, all the little elephant feet stamped on the ground, and you follow them around, and yeah, man, some great memories. You know, you'd go on class field trips with friends and stuff.
Totally, I remember that. I remember when Derek. God damn it, Derek! God damn it, Uwe's son Derek. When Dust was living in San Diego, they've got the world famous San Diego Zoo. So I was going out there all the time and visiting and stuff. And so one day it was like, dude, we got to go to the zoo just to see what all the hype is about. And it really, that was a great zoo, but you know, it was kind of just a zoo, except that there's so many snobby people in Southern California and rich bitches and what. I'll never forget it. Derek and I were in the. You're like on this ramp, monkeys, and they're over the railing, and she's got her fucking $400 sunglasses on her head, and she leans over too far, and her sunglasses go over, and she throws a shit fit and starts going nuts. My glasses are down there. And the monkey picks him up, and she's like, he's got him. He's got him. And I swear to God, the monkey's like putting him on.
Really?
And he's looking around. Derek and I are fucking laughing our balls off. She's throwing a shit fit. Get my sunglasses. That monkey's got him. He's looking at her, and she's going nutty. She's yelling and screaming and throwing this shit. Do you know how much those were? He's got him right there. And the monkey looks up at her. I swear to God, he just goes, and snaps him right in half. And just throws him down. And it was just like, oh, that was awesome.
I thought you were going to say the monkey started whacking off on him or something.
That wouldn't have been great.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's pretty good. Just snaps him.
Yep. Just like, bitch. Oh, bitch, shut up. You dropped him into my world.
Who was she yelling at? Was there a worker by? Or was
There's
she just
always, those workers around. I don't even know who she was yelling at. She maybe just all of us. You know, like, he's got him.
Like you're gonna. Oh, I got it. Yeah. Go down there with a bunch of freaking monkeys, rip your balls off.
Yeah,
no, thank you.
Which is what they do. They go for the eyeballs and balls.
Yeah, everybody knows that. Mm-hmm. Now, I was there once when I was a little kid, and I remember, you know how you could go behind the lion exhibit, and there would be like 3 cage lions or a couple cage lions back there.
Yeah,
and you're just kind of in tight quarters, just like one long hallway, and you can just look at a lion laying there in just an empty cell, basically. Right?
Yeah.
This one time the lion was pacing back and forth, and I had actually just exited before this happened, but some of my friends remained in there, and they said that there was a group of girls like ripping on the lion's nuts, like, look at the lion, look at his balls, look at his balls. It's like the lion knew, and he just like lifted his leg and pissed and sprayed them all. Sprayed all these chicks. Yeah, they came running out. I'm like, what was that all about? My friends come out, they got peed on. Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him is right. That's great.
The lion knew, man.
Make fun of his balls like that.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Gross.
I'm trying to think. When Beth and I were there, we were watching. Oh God, I wish she was here right now because she would remember. Was it the kangaroos?
That's a real weird exhibit they have there. You can sort of
Like
walk through it.
them. Yeah,
It's kind of, I don't like that, man.
it is weird.
You know, you take your little kids in there, like, oh,
yeah, you're
see
walking
this
like
thing
kind of.
just grabbing their face and going nuts on them or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, there's like paths.
Yeah.
and you can walk, and it's like, yeah, watch out for kangaroo crossing, and they'll just like walk right in front of you, like, excuse me, pardon me, come through, and it's like, wow, that was a real life kangaroo. What's to prevent him from grabbing your kid and putting it in his pouch?
Yeah, they're marsupials.
They are, and pretty big too. Some of them, but I want to say they were getting it on. A couple of them were getting it on. Yeah, and this was outside of the nighttime thing
Sure.
we were at. You know, they were just
Man, you
Yeah,
got
there's no
some
control
good
of
luck
them.
over there, Mike.
I know, huh?
To see all that shit.
yeah. Speaking of funding for some of these things, the $29.5 million you mentioned for the Penguinarium, is
Penguinarium.
is that what they're calling it for real?
Yes, dude.
And when is that going to open, by the way? Did you say
They
18 months?
just did
2015.
because they did the groundbreaking just yesterday. or
Yeah,
the
they
day
probably
before.
had probably had a big shiny shovel, you know,
Yeah.
and they scooped some fake
Dirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is that it there, the triangle?
Well, that's the current Penguinarium.
The
And
shithole?
and that's where they're going to build it. It's going
is
to
a
be in this.
shithole.
It's going to be in this area right here. That's kind of what some of this development is back there.
it's right
Yeah.
next to that shithole birdhouse.
Yeah. So that's the ghetto side right there, south of the bird thing.
This right here.
Okay, that's the whole slum area.
Yeah, that thing's been there forever.
Yeah.
Oh, and Jay, I'm surprised you didn't mention the butterfly house. It's not just the birdhouse anymore.
Yeah,
They have
that's
the
true.
butterfly.
You can go in there and smack butterflies if you want.
Oh,
That's like
man.
Amphibieville,
Yeah.
Amphibieville
Oh,
over
yeah.
there. The ring of the Arctic Ring.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was
the,
in there.
The same people that built that are building the new Penguin joint. Yeah, but the
Yeah, it's kind of cool to go in there and go in the tunnel and the
Yeah.
polar bear stand stand on top of it.
yeah.
Pretty
So
Yeah.
So the same people that did that are doing the Penguin. So it should be pretty similar. Is what it sounds like.
Cool. Well, as I mentioned, the fundage needed for the Penguinarium kind of reminds me of what's going on with the M1 rail and
Yeah.
funding. That and you had mentioned this before. You seem more familiar with it certainly than I was, but that's the rail from.
The rail that put like kind of develop economically along there if you put a rail system.
Yeah.
It sort of in a way screams people mover to you. That's
Yeah.
what the critics are worried about.
Yeah. And so where would it go from, like Ayton Woodward area?
Oh no,
or
I
would
think
it go
it's
more north
way
than that?
south of there. Yeah, it's more 8 miles way north of where this would be. New Center is where like the Fisher Building
So
is.
it's only downtown.
Yeah, I mean,
I was thinking it would come up to the suburbs almost.
no. Well, eventually, I think that's the idea. Is
Okay.
that they would ultimately put it in so that it'd go all the way up Woodward and connect
Yeah.
the suburbs down there. But the first link, I guess, the first leg of it is just going to be from downtown proper through Midtown to New Center.
Okay.
so really,
yeah,
it really
that is a
it-
people mover.
Yeah, really, it becomes, hey, I'm going to go to a Wings game or a Tiger game, and I'm going to park a little ways away and get on this thing, go down, get right back on it, go right back to my car. You know?
Yeah, people mover.
Yeah.
Wow. But they're having trouble. I guess this is like they thought it would be 137 million bucks to do this, and as they're underway, they're claiming they need another $12 million immediately in funding. So
Hey, man, stop the Penguinarium, and
yeah. I don't think
you
they're
can only
be
have
able to
so
do
many
that.
cool things in Detroit. You know, you either get a train or a Penguinarium. What do you want?
Yeah. Well, what would you rather have? The Penguinarium or the?
That's a tough one.
I know. I'm trying to think of it too.
I do love penguins. I do love penguins. They're so cute.
Their little tuxedos.
I guess you got to go with the rail system, man. I
Yeah.
guess there's a bigger ceiling maybe for
Yeah.
economic development. I'm not sure how
Absolutely.
penguins are going to get you.
Well, the project could be in jeopardy unless the transportation department secretary Anthony Fox that the news has obtained warns that the project urgently needs additional grant money to proceed, but still get it going, but concede that it might be scaled back, which sounds scary. What do you mean by scaled back?
It only goes one way.
Yeah.
All right, you're at downtown. Walk
You
back,
have to
sons
walk
of
back.
bitches.
Yeah, get a trike back.
A trike taxi.
That's right. So anyway, we'll have to keep tabs on that, but it doesn't sound quite as exciting to me now that I know that it's not coming all the way up.
Yeah, well, I
Woodward.
don't know. When's the last time you were in Midtown? There is quite a lot going on there. It really is the hipster mecca, and there are a lot more people down there.
My brother just recently moved to Midtown.
Yeah.
It was one of those houses, and it's a really. I was surprised. I always heard about Midtown and didn't really know what it was. And once it started showing up, I was like, wow, there's some cool bars around.
Yeah, it is livable. I mean, there's certainly a lot more people in the last 5, 6, 7 years for sure who have put down stakes in Midtown. And as you go north of there, you get into the new center, like I said, with Fisher. And as you go north of there, it can get pretty rough. Between there and Royal Oak. Stops around businesses like Shinola and stuff like that. I mean, there's
awesome.
hope. There's hope.
It'd be amazing, and
As we-
everybody wants it. No
As we
doubt.
talked about, there's more hope now than I think ever in our lifetime, right? With
Yeah.
the investment of guys like Gilbert and Illich and
Totally.
guys who are really full into this. It's
Yeah, you're right. For the first time
Some
in a long
optimism.
time. Yeah. And it seems like they're actually putting their money where their mouth is too, for the first time. Like everybody talked about wanting the best for Detroit, but for the longest time it was just talk. But now it seems like you say, with the Gilberts and Illiches really taking like a certain area of downtown and going, okay, let's hit this out of the park and get this going. They've really done some amazing stuff.
and the recent cleaning out of the local government was huge.
Huge.
For perception and hopefully nationally and really practically that matters. Going forward, that there's not going to be that kind of culture anymore of taking and so we'll see.
Yeah, hand in the cookie jar type stuff without any concern for the citizens. And and also I think it's big too, the whole project with the blight removal.
Yeah.
If they stay focused on that and get that whole aspect cleaned up, you'd be talking. Those are game changers, as we throw that around way too much. But
yeah, again,
really,
reason for optimism for sure. But
we're a ways away.
We're cynics, and we're you got to wait and see a little bit because we've felt before.
Because I think both of us have said in one way or another, like, if it doesn't happen in our lifetime, it almost doesn't happen. Like we don't care really. Once you get past your grandkids, it's like, that's doesn't really count. It doesn't mean anything to me. So unless this is done in a timely enough fashion that I can personally benefit from it,
it doesn't. Yeah,
it just doesn't happen. It's non-existent. Anyway, we've had some glitches going on here while we've been going. We lost power a few minutes ago. Why don't we take a quick break and
you sure we're still on?
Yeah, I think we're still on. Thank God Timco has a backup going to this show and a backup of that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have been in real trouble.
Eric would have to re-fart and everything.
Exactly.
Son of a bitch. I'm gonna beat his ass on this break.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Eric, you better get a head start and get upstairs and away from this man, because I don't blame him. Look at him. He's banging the microphone.
I can you.
13 years in radio.
Let's test that.
8 years.
All right, we'll be back after this.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
How you doing? Welcome to How to See Through Clothing Part 3. Oh,
Detroitcast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast, Thursday edition of the show. I'm Mike, that's Jay, and got some things to get to here. I guess, is Eric causing quite a stir with the, what is it, the picture he posted?
Yeah.
Bragging about his showering. It's hit a nerve, you think?
He took a selfie, threw it on there before the show, and I'm telling you, his hygiene has definitely hit a nerve. People are very troubled by this. Troubled and interested. It goes on, and it's gross, man.
Yeah.
I just don't think, I don't know, whatever. I just don't think it's that big of a deal, to be honest.
Clearly, look at the response.
No, I mean, I know those people think it is, but... and my
people
hair,
that matter.
too. I don't really know. For anyone that I'm not going to respond individually to people on the
Those
Facebook.
people.
But for anybody that responded about my hair, too, I don't know what my hair is. It's just whatever this is. I don't know.
Yeah, it's awesome. Don't worry about that. Who
No.
cares?
Oh, I'm not worried about it.
Did you see this case, Jay? Someone emailed us this about the DMV forcing this gender non-conforming South Carolina teen to remove makeup
Yeah.
for a license photo.
Yeah. She-male?
This is one of those things where the LGBTQ, right?
Q
Isn't
is
there a
in
new
there.
one? There might even be
Yeah.
that community gets confusing, to say the least. A gender non-conforming teen is fighting to retake his license. Shows up, passes the test to get his license, and is going to get his picture taken. He's wearing makeup like a girl.
Totally looks like a chick. Yeah, if you see this picture.
Eyeshadow and
if you didn't know
lipstick.
different, you'd think it was a 16-year-old girl, for sure.
Yeah. And so they ask him, Chase Culpepper is his name, to take his makeup off. And so they're bitching about that. But he ended up taking his makeup off and taking the picture, and he's just devastated. He's so hurt. He wanted to wear his makeup so bad, which I guess he wears every day. So the question then comes, because their argument, his family, they've got an attorney, obviously, gets into the whole, the government shouldn't be telling us
what a boy looks like.
Right. Their thing was, he doesn't look like a normal boy, how a boy looks. And yeah, in my opinion, they probably should have just taken the picture. Who cares? It's not like you can't tell what he looks like, right? But we've seen this before where people show up to take a photo and they've got their religious beliefs.
Yeah, the Muslim women who want to wear the full head garb.
Burqas. Yeah. Which is absurd. I'm sorry. You can't show up with only slits in the fabric to show your eyes and expect that I mean, there is a point to the picture on your driver's license. It's it's your identification.
But if that's how you always look, I mean,
I don't think that counts. Yeah.
like this kid, if he's always wearing makeup, if that's his look.
Yeah. But if you...
Is it a disguise?
Yeah, that's the thing, because that's what people will argue or their defense would be it's a disguise. It could be a disguise of sorts. But I think there's a big difference between wearing a girl walking in with a fake beard on or something, and going, oh, I wear the fake beard every day. Well, that's different for some reason. Like, you could tell who this kid is. I don't know. I think he'll win, though. I think they'll give him another photo.
It looks to me like he showers more than once a month, too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, he puts a lot of time into his look, you can tell. Very concerned about that.
Yeah, the thing that the freedom of gender expression, I guess that is kind of troubling in a way, though. Like, how gender non-conforming. So that just means I think of myself as a girl, even though I'm a boy, and I want to be a boy, but I'm non-conforming. I'm not going to conform to your male stereotypes. I'm going to wear makeup and be girly looking.
It's a very
kind of.
broad scale, this whole thing. I'm just trying to get my arms around it.
Yeah, me too. What if I wanted to be, God, what would be a, if I wanted to dress up like a pig and say I'm just non-conforming to looking like a guy and I want to look like a pig, so I'm wearing a pig nose and I've got pink paint on my face. Like, who are you to say I'm not a pig?
This is how I always look.
This is how I look. I choose to look this way. I'm non-conforming. What's the difference?
Yeah, where do you draw the line?
Where do you draw the line?
You can look like a girl, but not a pig.
Right. Why? Who are you, you anti-pig lookers? You don't like me because I want to look like a pig? Racist.
Some girls look like pigs.
Pigist.
Yeah.
You pigsist. So, yeah, I think we're getting to that point where it's like, okay, where do you draw the line here? We're starting to be so inclusive.
Everything's blurred, man.
It is. And yes, you can't look at everything with a black and white line anymore. You can't. But at the same time, at what point is it like, okay, we're getting to the point of absurd? Because if you're trying to include everybody with every weirdo thing they want to do, not that this is weird, he can do whatever he wants, and I feel sorry for the kid, honestly, at 16, that's got to be a tough go for him anyways, and he can live how he wants. I'm fine with that, but not that it matters anyways. But
you need some sort of uniformity at times. You need some sort of I don't know, line, like bathroom use and things. I mean, right?
Jay, that's an interesting point, because there are questions about that, and there are places where people want a third bathroom for people that don't
identify with either.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Seriously, dude. And what do you do with that? What do you do with that? Do you take that seriously, or do you go, okay, enough, people? Right. You got a dick and balls, you go in this room. You got a vagine, you go in this room. Okay? Good? We good? Good. Break.
Eric, you go in the corner.
Yeah. You don't go in any of them. You go in your pants.
Very funny.
Just a point of interest here, Jay. You probably see this Miranda Kerr picture I brought up here.
I do.
She's all bearded and she's got like chest hair, but she's still got a rack and everything. Which would you, if you had to choose?
Wait, you're asking me?
Well, it was curiosity.
I think this is an Ask Eric.
What is
segment.
that?
Well, yeah,
I don't even know what that is.
Because it's like, as far as gender non-conforming, I mean, if Miranda Kerr in this example, I mean, which, Eric, which one would you do?
Dude, that is such a gross picture of Miranda Kerr.
That one on the left is a boy?
Her,
that's the subject of the story.
Chase
the guy,
Culpepper.
the non-conforming Chase. So which one, Eric?
I don't know.
Because she's got her tit.
The guy looks better than the girl in that picture.
Yeah, Eric would be all over Chase.
In that picture.
Just kind of curious.
The lawyers have written a letter, the TLDEF, which is the Transgender Legal Defense and Education Fund.
TLDEF, all right.
Right.
Got
Total
it.
deaf, yeah. They've written a letter on behalf of Chase, the 16-year-old high school student from Anderson, South Carolina. Chase wears androgynous or women's clothing and makeup on a daily basis and has done so for some time. It is part of who he is. His clothing and makeup are outward manifestations of his inner self. They are essential components of his gender expression. On March 3rd, he visited the DMV and blah, blah, blah. And he wanted to he was going to have his... And they said he could not because he did not look the way DMV employees thought a boy should. When pressed for a policy or a rationale for the refusal to allow him to be photographed as he regularly appears, an employee told Chase that DMV rules prohibited licensed photos to be taken in disguise. Chase and his mother informed staffers that this was Chase's ordinary daily appearance and not a disguise at all. Nevertheless, staff insisted he remove his makeup. Chase wanted his license and therefore complied, wiping his face, removing mascara from his eyelashes. DMV staff took his picture, received his driver's license. His freedom to express his gender should not be restricted by DMV staff. He is entitled to be who he is and to express that without interference from government actors. Forcing Chase to remove his makeup prior to taking his license photo restricts his free speech right in violation of state and federal... God, you're making too big of a deal out of it, I think.
It's more than just makeup, though. This dude looks like a chick for sure.
Yeah.
He has, like, what are those, pearl earrings and... Mm-hmm. A women's style necklace, and his hair is kind of done like, I don't know, 40-year-old woman.
Yeah.
He looks like a girl for sure.
Yeah. Okay,
but what if he didn't have the earrings and the necklace? You know, what if he just had the makeup? It's just, God,
I know.
What a mess.
It is a mess, and we've created this by acting like everybody's welcome to do anything they want. Because, and we talked about this before, Jay. Where do you end? Who's to say? At some point, I know it sounds ridiculous now, but at some point down the road, if I decide that I love this sheep, and who are you to tell me who I can fall in love with?
Right.
Me and this sheep are in love with each other. I want to marry my sheep. Like,
why not?
Yeah, who are you? Just because you don't understand it, sexist, racist. I love this sheep, and you can tell just the way, listen to the way it goes, bah, you can tell it loves me back.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, is someone going to fight for my right to marry a sheep if I want?
But don't forget, just because you can catch it and stick your dick in it doesn't mean it's consensual. Yeah.
Yes, it does. I argue that.
No,
Jay.
you're exactly right, dude. That's the slippery slope we're on, and that's where we're headed.
Because who would have thought 10 years ago even that this would come up in an argument? And because there's wording in this story that takes it to a different level than we've seen before, which is about this nonconformist gender thing. Meaning he wants to be a boy. He's a boy. He's not going through, as far as I can tell, he's not trying to go through a sex change and be a girl.
Yeah, he wants to be referred to as he and him, his.
Yes, exactly. But
just wants to look like a lady.
Non-conform. Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
It gets like a 40-year-old woman.
So what do you do with that? What does that mean then?
What?
I think you let him walk around with it, but there has to be times, you know, in society and instances like going to the DMV, maybe that gotta conform a little bit to.
It's not the end of the world. I mean, it's not your right to drive, right?
He's got really weird hair.
I don't know. Yeah, we're not going to decide it here for sure, but yeah, we could play a minute of it. Sure. Is this Chase here?
I don't think anyone, no matter who you are, should have to feel like that.
After a 16-year-old from Anderson, South Carolina passed his driving test, DMV employees told him he had to remove the makeup he was wearing before he could get his picture taken for his driver's license. Let's cut to the Chase. Chase Culpepper. Here he is. Hi, Chase.
I was in complete shock.
He told WHNS Fox Carolina.
She told us that I could not wear a disguise because according to them, makeup was a disguise. And that I did not look like a boy should.
Take a look at Chase without makeup, and here he is with makeup. He's still easily recognizable. As reported by WYFF News 4, Culpepper considers himself gender non-conforming and wears girls' clothing and makeup daily. The teen recalled, "It was very degrading and I felt I was in shock." Teresa Culpepper, Chase's mom, told WHNS she felt
angry, upset, heartbroken that my government was telling my son, you must conform to our ideals of what a man should look like.
In order to get his first driver's license, Chase took off his makeup and complied. However, the family considers the DMV's treatment discriminatory, and Chase wants an opportunity to take his driver's license photo appearing as he does every day. The teen explained,
"This is how I am every day, and if a police officer wanted to recognize how I am, then he would want to see who I am in my picture as well."
Ms. Culpepper said that Chase not wearing makeup would be a disguise in itself. WHNS reports that the South Carolina
whatever, we got it.
It's not just the makeup, though. It's the whole presentation.
It's the whole...
Sorry. It's the same issue, whether it's makeup or the necklaces and the earrings and the hair. It's the same deal. It's is he a girl? Is he a boy?
Sometimes you got to remind the hen who the rooster is.
I agree. Anyway, so Jake, I was going to put it on you. You know, I love doing this to you. Like,
what if one of your kids?
Yeah, so I'm not saying which one. I'm not going to name kids. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not a monster. But one of your boys comes in one day at 15 and says, "Dad, Mom, I think I'd be a really, really cute chick." Now I want to be a guy. I'm not going to that extent, but I'm thinking eyelashes, some lipstick, a little bit of blush, rouge, nail polish. Will you help me out with Mom with that? You cool? We all on board, Jay? Or are we like
Mike.
Just for the uncomfortableness. And go. And how do you feel, Jay?
It's so great because he can't ask me these questions.
It's not.
No.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be really tough. I gotta be honest. It'd be really tough. I'll tell you this though, Chase is kind of cute for a chick, for a guy. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Looks like sitting there doing the interview. Something about that gay twang, you know.
Yeah.
Stop it!
Picking up that all the femininity he can.
Yeah.
He definitely has feminine features.
Yeah.
Which help him, him.
Yeah, whatever it is.
You lack discipline.
You know, at 16 years old or 15 years old, it sounds like this has been going on for a while. We change a lot from the time you're 15 to the time you're 20.
Yeah.
Like, is this going to be something where this kid looks back and goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did that"?
Yes.
What the?
Could be.
Or is he just going to be?
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, it's just one of those things where we open that door and it's really.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Touchless toilets. Fan, not a fan.
Fan.
Huge
Of course.
fan.
Yeah.
In your own house.
I never really thought about it in my own house. Sure.
Yeah, me too. There's a new toilet, Kohler.
Don't they kind of lead the industry?
As far Kohler is the guy.
The name.
Yeah, they really are. And yeah, we've all seen those, and I think we all appreciate those at bars, restaurants, anywhere where you don't have to touch it. Do you ever touch the handle in a public toilet?
With the bottom of my foot.
Yeah, I think we all do, right? Does anybody actually touch the handle?
The only people who kids. It's so awful taking your kid into.
Oh, I can imagine.
You know what I mean? Like,
they don't get it.
Yeah, they don't get it. I gotta poop. You're like, seriously? You seriously have to poop? Damn it! You know, and so you're taking him in there, and he's just, making himself at home. You're like, no, hold on, there's piss all over that. Don't touch it. It's the worst.
Really?
Yes.
They don't get like.
No, they just stroll in like it's home.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
Like, hold on, dude. Wait, gotta flush that log down first.
No, they will not go that far. Wow, that's funny.
They don't care.
Wow. Well, yeah, I don't know. I guess in the home, I never thought about it in the home, like having something where you didn't have to touch it.
Not a big concern to me.
Yeah, it seems like.
But if that's, if you're putting in a new toilet and it does it, sure.
Yeah, and it's not crazy expensive. I mean, it's $299. Let's see, $299 is their normal one. This one is like $399, so like an extra $100. Mm-hmm. It's the Cimarron, Kohler's Cimarron line. I don't know what that means, but you just like wave your hand over the top of it, and it flushes.
Okay,
is that it there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. But what I was really into, this guy is Edward Begg, who wrote the article for USA Today. Really threw the kitchen sink at this thing. He really sat down and dropped some. He went to town on this, tried to beat on this toilet. Yeah, he really did. At least that's what I think. But anyway, he talks about this thing being, it's pretty cool. It's got a night light on the side, which provides an elegant aesthetic touch. But this toilet is nowhere near as fancy as the Kohler NuMe smart toilet that this guy apparently destroyed a few years ago. The NuMe, now this one I'm really interested in, lets you custom temperature and pressure.
For sure, pressure.
Right? What?
Temperature?
Temperature, yeah. I don't get the
water
whole
temperature
thing.
You?
Huh?
How does that affect you? Why would the water...
Well, if you're throwing your face down in it or something, or washing your hands in the bowl.
Or you're fucking dropping a serious log and you get some backsplash.
That's that's what I wrote down here, is that unless it's about the splash factor.
Yeah.
Which is an issue. Or we've heard of old men, perhaps a little sagging issue, and you don't want your balls fucking dipping into the bowl and touching the water.
It'd be pretty saggy to get down there, dude.
Oh, that'd be awful.
I remember when Clark one day was telling me how he had taken a shit and he had a cloud deck, as he refers to it, where the toilet paper builds up on top, and he was having a cigarette, and he threw it on top of the cloud deck, and it ignited. And all of a sudden, he smells smoke and realizes his ball hairs are up in flames. He's literally lit his balls on fire from the cigarette drop to the bowl catching the toilet paper on fire. Yeah. So maybe it has something to do with that. But I didn't understand the whole water temperature. But
my dad told me when I was a kid about a story about where this lady was like doing her hair, and she had like the aerosol hairspray cans, the old school ones. Up. Well, when the fucking top popped off of it and it was just spraying hairspray, she didn't know what to do, so she threw it in the toilet. And then after it was done spraying, she took the can out and just threw it in the trash, but didn't flush the toilet. And the husband came in, had a morning cigarette, dropped it between his legs, boom, kind of thing.
Man, that would suck. That would suck.
Eric knows how that feels, right? Dude, you lit your nuts on fire.
Oh, that, yeah.
Oh, that.
Well, I thought you meant I'm like, no, I've never been sitting in a toilet.
Kind of on the Clark story about the cloud deck and all that. It made me remember people naming their turds. The turd type, if it's soupy or if it's pasty and all that. But I had one that we used to always call the leg licker. It's where you're pushing one and it hits the bottom of the bowl, but it's still coming out your ass, so it snaps and it brushes the inside of your leg on the way down.
The leg licker.
No, never heard of that.
Yeah, never.
Feel this against the inside of the leg.
Oh my God, Timko, you're an animal.
Sorry.
But this Numi one also has adjustable heated seat and foot warmer. How nice is that? Heated seat. I'm in for that. Plus an integrated stainless steel self-cleaning bidet or bidet wand with a dryer tripping a bar of light on the floor. Price tag on that one, not $6,000.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, the whole bidet thing and all that. You're rerouting plumbing and all that. I would rather have a urinal though than any of the stuff that you just mentioned.
Really?
I think it'd be a lot of fun to have a urinal.
I agree.
That would be nice.
That would. Well,
we've talked about the troughs, which would be ideal, right? To have like a 3-man trough in your basement.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It would.
But I actually had my old basement plumbed for it. We never finished.
Really?
Yeah, the bathroom of it before we moved, but I had it plumbed for a urinal.
Oh, yeah. Dude, yeah, that'd be
My
great.
kids were small. I worried about the urinal cake, them grabbing it and chucking it. Remember when we did that at the one bar?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, those things are so concentrated. Remember when it broke? We were playing with it like a hockey puck, just kicking it around. It broke, and it was like, yeah.
Stinks. Yeah, it's like a skunk.
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Well, when we were talking about the Silverdome auction,
yep,
that was one of the things that honestly we could do, 'cause it reminded us of Ernie Harwell,
the visitor urinal.
Look at that chick.
That reminds me of going over to the Post Bar after some Red Wing games back in the day, and how the Post Bar down in Detroit's like standing room only. It's just packed, after a game. But the chick bathroom line was like a mile long to get in, and we used to go in. They had a trough in the men's room, along with some stalls and whatnot. This chick was just so desperate. She just came in and just like whizzed. I was standing there. My other buddy was standing to the right of me. She squeezed in between of us and just took a whiz between. She was so desperate and drunk. It was great.
Good God.
Just every time you say trough, it just reminds me of that.
Ugh.
God, gross.
Man, and on that note, do we have any email we could go out on?
Yeah, we got some email for sure. But you know what? This doesn't get us out of the grossness factor.
That's okay. It happens.
Going into some hoarding issues here. Got Alex writing in. Says, I also love that you're talking about hoarders. My uncle owns a small business that does biohazard cleanup, suicide, gross filth.
Oh. That'd be a nightmare for most people.
Dude, he directs his job photos. And, he has tabs over to the left. Suicide, human decomposition.
What?
Homicide or accidental death.
There's actual photos?
There's no dead bodies, but it shows some of the, I'll show you.
Oh, I don't want to see it, I don't think. How bad is it?
A human decomp area here. Look at that. It's like a body. It's like a body mark from a bed or something.
A body was there.
After like 2 months taken out.
Wow.
But yeah, he says I've been on a bunch of hoarding jobs with him. Some have been so gross that I have to laugh at how not bad. I want to keep certain pizza boxes. Most just want the stuff gone. 6 to 7 feet deep. The only way in or out was through a sliding glass door. The bathroom was long hoarded out, so the person used a trash can and grocery bags from a bathroom, then tied the bag and added it to the sea of garbage.
Yeah, that's like the lady I was telling you about.
We had to pick up each bag off the pile and toss it in a garbage can to take it out to the dumpster because we didn't want to break any of them open with our shovels. It took a few 10-hour days to finish clearing it out. Thank God when we got to the basement door, there was only a few things falling down the stairs and around the bottom. Other than that, the basement was empty. We also discovered a floor joist had split from all the weight upstairs. Here's a link to the job site photos.
Oh my God, dude.
I mean, it's as he described it, 6 to 7 feet deep.
Delete.
Just
delete. Bye-bye.
You're not talking about the email. You're talking about the person.
The person that created that monster of a mess. Delete.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. No need for you anymore.
Freaking.
I'm not saying I'm not a monster again. We don't need to chip them and blow them up or anything, but
look at this
They
shit.
need to just be deleted. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah,
I can see the pictures. That's disgusting.
Let me go down to the bottom one though. This is not the one he was talking about, but look at this one.
Oh.
Before pictures,
it's a
feces
bathroom.
cleanup and decontamination. National hotel chain. Sudden diarrhea attack resulted in contamination of the entire bathroom to a height of nearly 3 feet. Other areas of the suite were also affected by transfer as the person moved about the suite.
What?
Freaking
No.
animal. Look at that, dude.
Oh.
That's done on purpose.
And
That's
look at
someone
that.
being a clown.
That is absolutely a hotel. Look at that.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell by the
decor and the tile.
Can you imagine as
That's-
the maid walks in there?
Yeah, to deal with that. That's when you quit your job.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
But look at these before and after pictures. You know, this is the house he was talking about.
Mhm.
It's amazing. These guys do really good work, man.
Yeah, they do.
And I mean,
whoa.
Is there a grosser job? Honest to God, that
No.
is nasty. But they're in hazmat suits and everything, so
Yeah.
serious business, man.
When I worked at the old folks' home, you know,
I forgot you did that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
There would be calls, you know, because I was the new guy in town at the time, and
Hey, wipe Mr. Jones's ass.
yeah, well, Mr. Jones would have an incident, and it was like, and it was so funny. You'd walk in the room, and there'd be Mr. Jones sitting on the edge of his bed, like.
You're like, Howard, come on, man.
Yeah, he'd just be sitting there, and he'd have that look of embarrassment or shame on his face, like, you don't know, you probably don't want to open that door, but yeah, I know you have to. That's why you're here, but sorry, I guess. And you go in there, and it'd be like, you just turn around and look at him and like, dude,
Howard.
really? You're wearing a fucking diaper, my man. How did you get it up that high on the wall? Like, seriously, how did you do it? And he'd just sit there like, it's crazy. Just
when you put it in your hand and touch the wall, that's what happens. So you didn't have to clean that shit up, did you?
Yeah,
you personally had to do that?
Kind of. Not really. There was one time, and I think I did a half-ass job with a mop. But yeah, dude, it was more common than you'd think. But it was like, no, I'm not going in there and doing that. No way.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, tough.
All right, here's an important Ask Eric, and it's by the listener deemed perhaps the most important Ask Eric ever. It has real life implications. Long-standing implications. Dear Eric, longtime listener here with the most important Ask Eric ever. My wife and I are expecting our second child in October. We cannot agree on a name. We've done the website name generator, posted the debate on Facebook, etc.
What? Website name generator? What? Okay.
After another late night of disagreeing on Eric segment of your show.
Nice.
This man is a gambler by nature.
Yes, he is.
Dave, you are... Ugh.
Is it a boy or a girl?
This is risky behavior, Dave. Let me get there. Our last name is Inman, okay? Inman, which can eliminate some names due to many in sounds, like Justin.
Justin Inman.
Justin Inman. Justin Inman.
Justin Inman.
Justin Inman. Sound like a Beatle.
Yeah.
Justin Inman.
Justin Inman.
Our other son is named Luke. I like Dylan, huge Bob Dylan fan. He says Ike, after my great uncle Ike Kepford, who was a World War in the Pacific. Look him up.
No.
Dave, listen to Dave.
That's hilarious. Look him up. Check it.
Look him out. It's
Look
Ike.
into
For
it.
one,
Ike Kepford.
no to Ike.
Ike, I just think of the baby on South Park.
Oh yeah, that
I like Ike, man.
Yeah.
I like that name.
I think
like
it's,
it. He throws out Bo, but then he's got to realize Bo and Luke, and he does recognize, and he says, "I'm a huge Dukes of Hazzard fan." But I don't know, Dave.
Bo Bergdahl.
Yeah.
That's a
kind
new
of
one.
ruined it.
Bo,
but you can't go Bo and Luke. Too many people know what that is. It's come on, Dave.
Yeah,
You're not thinking
Dave.
clearly. You're not thinking clearly.
Yeah. It sounds cute in a joke fashion, kind of like Northwest, but you don't really go through with it.
Yeah, don't do that, Dave.
Yeah.
You were right to ask Eric. He says music and is going more towards country music star names. Her two favorite names so far are Blake and Eric.
Well, I mean,
Swear to God, one of her front-running names is Eric.
Obviously, we know where this is
Probably
going now.
due to Eric Church, not Eric Fady, but
Who doesn't matter?
We don't know.
I think it's obvious.
But you can't throw it out to an Ask Eric and ask him if Eric is a suitable name.
This is very, very risky behavior.
Very
by Dave.
risky. Does his wife listen? I hope he's going to screen this.
My wife and I are both teachers, so we automatically hate some names. So what do you think? Ask Eric, what should we name our son?
Now let me ask this: does it does it have to be from the ones he picked? I guess it would have to be.
You could
No.
it's an Ask Eric. They're asking your advice.
Realizing their last name is Inman. Eric, this is.
I'd name your kid Richard. Dick and Man. Dick Inman.
That would be funny.
That's just me personally, though. I mean, do whatever you want.
The idea of coming up with a name off the top of my head, I don't know. For a baby,
It's not going to be a baby forever.
Mike, this is where your favorite name, Panisse, could come in, too.
Panisse and Man? Yeah. Vagina and Panisse.
Yeah.
I got to have twins, though.
Yeah.
They can't guarantee that. I don't know why. If I could get someone to guarantee
twins,
you'd
go forward with that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you can find out pretty soon along the pregnancy.
I know, but I just can't get a solid answer like I want, and it's either Vagina and Panisse or nothing.
Yeah, he just has to keep aborting these single pregnancies.
Yeah,
It's getting messy.
It gets costly.
Yeah,
it's expensive. Yeah,
kind of emotionally. For some people, maybe.
So
Eric, what do you do? You're over here rubbing your eyes. You're thinking hard.
Yeah,
God, his glasses are up. He doesn't know what to do.
I mean, you're asking me to name your child. I have enough.
He doesn't even shower.
I was going to say, because he showered, he's out of place now. He's completely out of his
Out of the ones
element.
they have, I would go with Eric or Dylan. And, I mean, go with Eric. It's me, so how can that be better?
See, Dave, this is why this was so dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, name him
Did
Eric.
you expect
can't go
anything
wrong
else?
there. Like,
No.
Yeah, you knew that phrase was going to come out. You name him Eric. It worked for me.
Yeah. And of course, as soon as he's named Eric, the baby's going to want business cards. And trying to
get
I
laid.
will say I liked Dylan at first, because I like Bob Dylan, too, so... don't go with Blake. I don't like Blake.
Yeah. We can cross Blake off, I think, Dave.
I'd go with 7.
Soda.
Wasn't that what Costanza was going to name his kid? 7?
Yep, 7. And then they wanted to name...
Jay.
Yeah. I like Jake.
Jake is good.
I don't mind Blake. You know what name I really like for a girl? There was a girl when I worked at a... I worked at a lot of places. I worked at a daycare place for a summer. Yeah. Little girl, she was 2 years old. She was fucking adorable. Her name was Jordan.
Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan. And I'm sure that's like a cliche or like a one of those names that catches on for a while and is really hot. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I always like that. But
Eric.
Would you go with a C or a K?
Just like me. E-R-I-C, baby.
Eric.
There you go, Dave. You wanted it, dude.
Yeah.
Why would you put my name in there?
I don't...
why would you use my name in there?
That's one of the... He's just presenting you with a real-life situation. His wife has Blake and Eric on the list. And
Well, you know what? That has two positives. One, it's my name, so that's positive.
And you're talking to one of the most selfish people on the planet, remember?
Right. And two, your wife wants it, so it's probably good, too.
Your wife wants it.
You'll get some more action.
I'd still go with Dick and Man.
Dick and Man.
Well, of course,
Dick and
that's
Man.
the perfect world.
Yeah. That's for me. But okay, well, I want to know what they end up naming the kid.
I do want to know
that we have to know.
Eric.
So we should before we get out of here, we should mention also some issues. First off, the Humane Society votes for Izzy Are those going? Make sure you go and
I have
vote for
10 votes
Iz.
for Izzy, by the way, on that.
You do?
I gave Izzy 10 votes.
She's a beautiful dog. Beautiful dog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course
Don't
they
forget
make
about
you-
the girls.
Of course they make
Oh
you
my
do-
God! Look at the picture Beth posted. The kittens or the cats. The one with the legs spread like or. That's hilarious.
That's kind of like monster spread on the Detroit Cast.
Oh
Road
yeah.
over
Yep.
there.
Yep. Yeah, that's Wendy and Bella, and they're great. So yeah, go on our site. Timco's got a link to the whole thing, and look at little Izzy there.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, she's the mascot of the Detroit Cast. How do you not go and support her, right?
Yeah.
Also, for those of you out there, you probably have noticed that we launched our new site, and it's a whole process. I won't get into all of it, but it's definitely going to have its hiccups here and there. And we had some problems this morning where people logged in at 5 a.m. to get the new episode, and it crashed on them, which is good news in one sense because we found out that there was limited space, there was limited bandwidth that we could use, and you motherfuckers crashed that shit hard. You hit it going to download the episode, and too many people hit it at once and crashed it, which is great. I mean, it sucks, but it's great that enough people were going there all at once right away, and it was too much for the thing to handle. So it means that we've had to go and get on our own system and our own thing, and so it's a process though, and it's going to take a few days probably to iron everything out, and there's a lot of technical things Timco could probably explain, but
yeah, it's just the fix is already underway to address the large crowd that's hitting the site. So if we're going to crash, that's the only reason good to crash,
right?
You know, from a high volume of traffic. So we've already got a change going in place to address the bigger audience. It's already underway. So if it keeps locking up, we're working on it. You know, be patient with us. It shouldn't take much longer at all.
What's the best thing for people to do if they want to get the episode in the morning and it says there's an error message?
Just check back at this point, because you can go to our website to download it, but that's part of the problem. Everybody's hitting the website or coming to it from iTunes or otherwise all at the same time.
Okay.
But by this time tomorrow morning, by tomorrow morning, it should be resolved where that won't be a problem anymore.
Now, what about people who want past episodes? Because there's people saying, "Hey, I'm not caught up. I'm like at 103 or something."
Right. Part of having to restructure the website, we had to repost everything, so I've got to go back through and rebuild a bunch of content. So we do have past episodes so far going back to episode 90, and even some of the earlier ones are up there. So we're going to have all the older episodes that will be up there. There's an episodes button up at the top of the page. There's a home button to take you to the home page showing you the current episode, and then there's an episodes button right next to that that'll list all the old episodes. But again,
okay,
we're cleaning house, we're making things better.
Yeah.
So if you can kind of stick with us, be a little patient, it'll be done in a day or two. We'll be, looking a lot better.
Yeah.
So we're getting there.
Okay, but we just wanted to let everyone know that we're aware of it, and it's all good things. But yeah, it's tricky. Some of this stuff gets complicated and tricky, and it sucks that there's any hiccup. That's the thing we wanted to avoid more than anything, was to do as seamless a move as we could, where the end user wouldn't even know. You'd go to the place you always go, and boom, it would be there. I knew that was going to be wishful thinking. It just is. It's a lot of work to do that, and it'll be as seamlessly as we can make it.
And technically it worked. It's just we didn't, we got a lot more people hitting it than we expected. So it did do what it was supposed to do. I'm tooting my own horn, but
no, it's great.
It did work. It's just we had a bigger, crowd hitting it all at the same time. So we just had to adjust to accommodate for the bigger crowd, which is great news.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, with that, why don't we call it a day, and we'll be back tomorrow for a Friday. God, we're already at a Friday episode, right?
Yeah.
Well, you were looking at me funny there. Jesus Christ, Jay.
I don't know what day it is anymore, man.
Well, we'll be back first thing tomorrow, bright and early, and we'll see you then with a Friday edition of the Detroit Cast.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.